Hi, it's Tyrone from tyroneshum.com and welcome to the Dedicated channel where I talk about outsourcing and automation and helping you with any of those kind of things. All right, today's a Q&A session and I wanted to run through, I know I have been away for December, probably for about a couple of weeks, so I have piled up a few questions for the last couple of weeks, which I've skipped as well for Q&A session. So I'm going to cover them right now in December and here you go, let's get straight into it. The first question I've got is from Chris Moratti. Okay, actually, I've actually spoken to Chris recently, so I think Chris probably understands and has already received my answer, so that's cool. The next question I want to ask or reply to is Telstar. Telstar has a question, wouldn't it be a better approach to read the book yourself than determine a task list for the VA based off the book as opposed to giving them to read and implement? In the former, you'd implement the good ideas and guarantee their implementation. In the later, you're never quite sure if the book was ever read or implemented. The idea is to teach what you know, but you're having them to learn and execute something you don't know. Isn't what to implement from a book and how part of the strategic business decisions? Yes, Telstra, that's absolutely right. What I would do is I would probably just get an idea of reading through the book yourself and take out the most important points to implement, the things that would be relative to your strategies. Now, I'll give you an example. I was going through a video course learning how to set up videos for YouTube and setting it up so that we can generate traffic and also generate income from these videos. I didn't go through the whole course because it was at least probably 100 hours long worth of content. So what I did was I just skimmed through, picked up the headings of the ones that are important and relative to our business and took those parts and then just gave those videos directly to them. Same thing as the ebook. If you find headings that are relative to them, then you can definitely just take those points out, send it off to your virtual assistant and get them to read through it and implement it. That way you don't have to go through it and do it all yourself. So hopefully that gives you an idea. Strategically, you got to just think where these things fit in because not everything is going to fit for your business. You may take bits and pieces and just implement, and that's what I've done. Okay, next question is from Jason Harrington. I recently viewed your apology video after reading about it over at Yarrow's blog. Your video got me thinking about how the make money online market is littered with hype that is hard to know who to believe and if they have you at your best interest at heart, which is totally I agree. And it's got me thinking. As a part-time entrepreneur and blogger myself, I want to message you and see if you'd be interested in being interviewed and sharing with people maybe more in detail why you decided to make the apology video and at what point did you make the decision to do so. No problem, Jason. I'm more than happy to do that for you, and I'm trying to be as upfront and honest and transparent as possible. So this is something I'm really happy to do for you. Also, in order to forge ahead and create more trust online with our audiences, I've decided to create a set of core commitments or statement of values. And I'd like to encourage you to also support this movement and develop a statement of values or core commitments for your blog as well. That's a great idea, actually. I'll definitely take into consideration these things and put it into my blog. I did set my goals for this year, so if you've had a look at my 2011 goals, there's a few things in there that is basically set towards doing that. Okay, next question is from Rick Martinez. Hey Tyrone, I'm having a hard time with my current VA. Is there any possible way to please recommend me a good VA from Odesk? Task is as follows. WProBot, installing affiliate links into WProBot, Google AdSense and links backlinks. PS, I'm afraid to post a job as to not offend them, and plus he already knows all my passwords and stuff. Well, Rick, what I would do is just cut the ties now. Terminate the agreement between your current VA and speak with Chris Ducker and hire a virtual assistant directly through Chris Ducker's Virtual Staff Finder. He'll look after you and find you the right candidates. If not, then go through Odesk as you've been doing and specify that you want someone from the Philippines and can do a virtual assistant, backlinking, Google Analytics, etc. To be honest, these kind of people are probably more, at least has a WordPress experience and also web development experience and also just a bit of virtual assistance because this is starting to get a little bit more technical side of things. So that's what I would recommend you do. I know that you're in part of my Mass Outsource Mastermind program, so I highly recommend coming onto the call, which is coming up very shortly, probably tomorrow, and you can ask me those questions and I can help you there. Okay, thanks very much, Rick. Next question is from Mucha Marapa. Hi, Tyron. I recently listened in a terrific webinar you did with Pat Flynn regarding virtual assistants. The detail and case studies you showed were very informative. Very well done. Thank you. In your chat, you also mentioned there being access to the type of contract and welcome packs you use. Is this still the case? It would be very grateful if you could forward these to me. Much up, you would need to purchase them because they're a part of the Mass Outsource training videos. So if you go through massoutsource.com, in there you'll be able to purchase them for I think $17 to purchase these contracts. And once you've done that, you'll be able to get access to them. Okay, next question is from Stan Chan. Hi Tyron, I came across your review of eShop for WordPress and I was particularly interested in your thoughts of the invoice generation or lack of. Have you since across the solution to work with eShop to generate invoices? Stan, I'll be honest with you, I have not touched anything related to e-commerce stuff or related to WordPress lately, or in the last probably 12 to probably 18 months, because I've been focusing on outsourcing. I did those reviews because I was looking into e-commerce sites back then. So unfortunately, I couldn't help you. I would highly recommend contacting eShop directly and have a chat to some of those people there because they're the ones who developed this. And yes, in my opinion, they were not the best in terms of a WordPress plugin, so that's why I can't highly recommend it. Okay, next question is from Tommy Schultz. Let's automate your business. Hi Tyron, you've got my attention with the first paragraph. I actually do live in Bali and spend quite a bit of time at the beach, and outsourcing has definitely played a part in getting me there. That's excellent, Tommy. I'm really happy for you. Anyways, just want to say thanks for sending out such great info about outsourcing. Really appreciate how generous you are with your knowledge. Do you come to Bali for vacation? Let me, if you know over there, I'll buy you a beer. Thanks, Tommy. In actual fact, I'm actually coming to Bali in July for my wedding. So possibly if you want, catch up with me then. And yeah, celebrate. I'll be there for a week enjoying a great time in Bali. So can't wait to see you. Thanks, Tommy. Okay, next question is from Joe. Hi Tyron, I absolutely loved your video about coming clean. I've been thinking about it myself. I'm still in a full-time job that pays 6 figures, but I want to start an online business. Coming from IT background, all the skills that would be extremely helpful. That's great. My question is about the positioning. How can I position myself such that I'm teaching others to own and run a successful online business when I myself still working 9 to 5? Also, if I use my real name online, my employment may be in jeopardy because they may think that my online activities are taking my attention away from my job. I'm thinking of using a pseudonym or pen name online in the beginning. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Best of luck with your niche site coaching and hope to hear from you soon. Joe. Well, Joe, you have to think about honesty and integrity first. And that's something I've been trying to work on and still try and be as best as I can. And I'm doing my best to portray myself with the right actions and integrity and honesty. So first things first is don't go into teaching people how to run their business. You don't need to show people how to run their own business online when you're working 9 to 5. You could do like what a few people have done. Like for example, Mary and Kate was working for a company full-time 9 to 5, and she created a blog called Escape 9 to 5. In that blog, it talks about her escaping a 9 to 5, and she also talks about her experience about coaching successful businesses as well and teaching them there. And you just build that up to be able to become an authority in that. I'll tell you one thing, I wasn't an authority in outsourcing when I first started. I just gave really, really good information, really good tips, and that's all that made it work. It doesn't necessarily mean that you just need to have good coaching or anything like that. So I'd highly recommend, if you want to start out first, create or focus on a particular niche that you're going to be good at first, rather than just jumping in teaching about people making money, because there's tons and tons of people doing that. You're going to struggle with competition and you're going to struggle with competing with the big guys. And I can tell you one thing is that if you want to get into that niche, it's something that you need to think clearly about where you want to head. So just think about a niche market that you might be able to target in, particularly maybe IT because you've got that background, or look at something that you could dominate as well that's up and coming in the market. And that way you could become the expert and also start teaching, coaching people, and not necessarily saying to them that you're making money online, but you're providing expert advice. Just how I started off was providing as much great content information, and I still do it today, and I'm still considered expert, and not necessarily saying to people that I'm making a big money online. So that's the reason why I've changed that and made sure that that's different. Okay, and last question is from Robert Cruz. Hi Tyrone, I'm about to get people from my country in the Philippines to make sales calls for me. What do you suggest as service so my sales team in the Philippines to call my US customers? Is Vonage good? I've never heard that one, Robert, but I would highly recommend perhaps checking out a service called MyNetPhone. I don't know if that's available for you over in the States or wherever you are, but it's a VoIP service which is really good. It's cheap and it works really well for me, and that's what I use as well. So give that a shot. If that works for you, great. So hopefully there. All right, one last thing before I do go, just want to let everyone know if you do have any interview questions or want to arrange an interview with me, just simply send it through to Ticket Support System. My virtual assistant will arrange a time with you and schedule into my schedule. And she's got my whole calendar, so she knows exactly when I'm available. Okay, thank you so much for all these questions, and I do apologize to everyone that I've been a bit late in replying back because I've been in holiday mode for the last few weeks, and yeah, this is a delayed response, but I do hope and appreciate that you can see that I've answered your questions. So thank you very much. My name's Tyrone from tyroneshum.com, and I'll see you inside the next video. Bye for now.